Today I'm going to show you how to patch a hole in the drywall where an electrical box used to be. There used to be a 2-gang electrical box where they've replaced it with a single-gang electrical box. So I'm going to use just a small piece of sheetrock. The piece of sheetrock you use should be at least 3 to 4 times bigger than the actual hole that you're going to patch, and I'll show you why. The type of patch I'm going to show you how to do is called commonly a California hot patch. Today we're going to call it the Mutter Superior hot patch because I am the Mutter Superior. Anyways, this is how we patch it. You hold the piece of drywall up to the wall, put a mark with your knife here and here at the edges of where the hole would be. Then you look for those 2 marks, cut straight down here and here, and make sure you always cut it on the back side of the drywall, never the front side. Then you put this edge right up against that box where you know it's going to set, and then from a straight line down from there, you draw or cut another line. Okay, cut it a little bit deeper so it breaks easier. And then I've cut this a little bit too big, so I'm just going to cut off this section of drywall because it's bigger than what I want it to be. If we put the patch there, then this piece would wrap over the corner. I don't want it there. So you just cut off this extra piece, and that's the way it's going to look right there. Then what you do is you take this drywall, being careful not to damage the front surface of the paper, and you peel it off the 3 sides. So you just have a little block of drywall that's big enough to fit in that hole. You want it to be just the right size, but not too big. And there's some debris in the back holding the drywall piece from fitting in properly. So I'm just going to clean that up in the back a little bit. And you want this hole to be slightly larger than this block of sheetrock, so it fits in really nice without you having to try to fit it perfectly and smush it in. You want it to be slightly smaller than that hole. Okay, now we're going to use some quick drying mud to patch the hole. My favorite is the Westpac 5-minute highlight mud. Put a little bit of water into your pan, not too much because it's a very small hole that we'll be patching. Pour it in there, then just use your 6-inch knife to mix it up. Now remember, this is 5-minute mud, which indicates that this mud that I'm mixing up now will chemically harden in 5 minutes. So you don't want to take too long mixing it up. You see how runny I've got that? It's just a little bit too runny. You don't want it to be smushing and dripping all over the place. So I'm going to add just a little bit more hot mud compound in there. There, that's really thickening it up now. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth because this is just the base coat and it's nice and thick. See that? All right, now we'll go on back over to the wall patch. You can go first. You take some of your joint compound and you get it on just the edges. Then you take your patch and put some more on the edges like that. Okay, now let's go back over to the patch. And you take this, you put it in there so that when you slide this in, it will smush into all the other cavities and fill them in with the quick drying compound. Take your knife, while holding the drywall steady, you wipe out the excess mud. This way there are no joints that you need to tape because the paper of the drywall patch acts as the tape. Once this hardens in 5 minutes, and when the patch is all complete, you'll be able to punch this spot and it won't break in the shape of a rectangle that you've cut. It will be just as strong as the drywall all around it. So if you were to punch it to knock a hole in it, it would make a fist-sized or fist-shaped hole rather than a rectangle-shaped hole. It's a very strong type of a patch. So that's how you start it. When this is dry, we'll coat it with mud. Okay, now that we've given this some time to harden, it's time to coat it. You can see it's pretty strong. I'm not punching it too hard because it hasn't dried for that long, but you get some 5-minute joint compound and trowel over it, feathering out the edges. And that's it for the first coat. We'll let that dry for a few minutes.